Oh, yeah. Is it Thursday already? Oh, my God. Episodes 4, 5, and 6 of Andor Season 2 are here, and let's just say this was crazy. From Saw Gerrera revealing this wild part of his backstory with the ryonium, and, of course, R.I.P. Cinta. But the biggest thing of all, the thing that people are talking about the most, is the gigantic recast of Bail Organa. How this affects the rest of the season moving forward, because we're going to be getting a lot more Bail, apparently. We're going to talk about it all. So without further ado, let's dive into all of it. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing on this fine Thursday afternoon? Yeah, that's right. We are streaming yet again. It's really funny, actually. I was doing the math a little bit in my head last night, and I've just figured out that we streamed on Monday for the prediction stream. We streamed on Tuesday for the watch party. I was a guest on a podcast, Star Wars Jedi podcast last night. We're streaming right now. We got 2 streams tomorrow, which we'll talk about. Got a stream on Saturday, got a stream on Sunday, got a stream on Monday and Tuesday. So we're going like 9 straight days streaming every day, which is awesome. But we got to talk about these 3 episodes of Andor Season 2 because they are freaking awesome. But before we do any of that, let's say hi to everybody in the chat, shall we? Okay. Ian, what is up? Ron, how we doing? Rachel in the house. Master Beckham, what is up? Jason, how we doing? Rachel, what is up? Brandon Baker, what is up? Did I already say that? Derek, how we doing? Matthew, what is up? WUV Grad in the house. Starship 66, how we doing? Fearless, what is up? Minnow Land, how we doing? Ficone, what is up? Rob in the house. B-Man, what is up? Ventorio, if I said that right, I don't even know. But I appreciate it. Dom, what is up? Get Fisto in the house. Darth Plagueis lives. How we doing? Okay, if I missed you, you know the deal. Let's just yell at everybody. Just yell at me in the chat. If I don't make any sense today, chat, that's because I haven't slept in days. I haven't slept in days. Just kidding. I slept. But I'm
Hello there.
General Kenobi.
Okay, so I don't even know where to start with all this nonsense, but I think the best part to start is with a poll, shall we? Okay, so let's put up a poll in the chat, and while I do, rank these 3 episodes all together. We're going to go all together now. All together, rank these 3 episodes out of 10. Overall, the entire arc, all 3 episodes together, rate it out of 10. Tell me in the chat, and let's put up this poll. What did you think of Andor episodes 4, 5, and 6? Did you love them? Did you just like it? Were you like, meh, I mean, it's all right? Or did you, and I certainly hope not, did you hate it? Hated it. Which one are you, chat? Which one are you? Tell me in the chat. Okay, we got some numbers coming in. 9.2, 5 out of 10. Wow. 9, 9.1, 9, 7 out of 10, 9.5, 8, 9, 5, 8.5, 9.4, 5, 6. Okay. 9.9, need to rewatch. Okay. That's very high score. 8.7. Okay. Okay. 10. All right. Here's the deal. I give this the 6th episode to me was just one of the best episodes we've seen from Andor, period, end of sentence. It's up there with One Way Out. It's up there with The Eye. It's up there with the finale of season 2. But overall, I'd probably say it's about a 9.2, 9.3, 9.3-ish. And I do think there's room for improvement. I think the next 6 episodes will be even better than what we just watched on Tuesday. And that's saying something because, ow, but I do think that the next 3 episodes specifically will be even better with the Gorman massacre and all that other stuff. So I guess let's just say
this is where the fun begins.
In just the beginning, it is, I think, because these next 6 episodes are going to be even better. Darth Plagueis Lives with a very generous $2 holla. Says, oh yeah. I appreciate that quite a bit. And yes, I could not agree with you more. Oh, and yeah. Spot on. Perfect analysis. Yeah. I feel crazy. I personally think Andor Season 2 is amazing, but I'm still seeing Andor online. And I'm like, are you even watching the same show? Yeah, Dom, I've over the last year, I've pretty much just completely ignored all that stuff because, yeah, I think there are just some people who have varying different opinions than what we seem to like, and that's perfectly fine, you know? That's perfectly fine. That's okay. Does that make them stupid and dumb and dumb and stupid and stupid and dumb? Probably not, but you know, what are you going to do? The whole Andor thing is just insane. Like, I really don't get that one. I don't get it at all. But, you know, there's still people complaining about aliens in the show, too. So what are you going to do? Can't please them all, you know? Oh, my God. Are we gambling? Who turned the gambling on? What the hell? Oh, they're just not turning it off from last stream? No, 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 no. Turn that off. Droopy, what are you doing, buddy? Droopy, you turned them against me. God. The Andor people are just get distracted by shiny objects. I mean, I don't want to crap on anybody else for not liking the show, because if you don't like it, it's not your cup of tea. I don't care. Then don't watch it. Like, that's, sure, whatever. But, yeah, I mean, you said it, not me. Yeah, take into consideration the style of the story that they are telling. It's a spy drama, espionage, shadows. The puzzles will be fun. The puzzle will be fun, sorry. Yeah, I mean, it's not lightsabers and the Force, clearly. But let's talk about the episodes, okay? Let's start with episode 4, shall we? So it opens up with this whole Cassian and Bix are, oh my God. Darth Plagueis lives with another super chat. Holy crap. What the hell's going on here, chat? Darth Plagueis lives with another $5 holla. Holy crap. I appreciate that. Says 10 out of 10. This show is incredible. Can't wait for the massacre next week. Let's talk about that massacre for a second. Oh my God. What is going on here? I Hodge with a $2 holla. Says, did you spot the Wilhelm scream in Andor? Was there one this week? I don't think I did. Was there one in these 3 episodes? I don't think I did. But going back to the massacre. So I've gotten a lot of comments about this saying, Mike, they've already told us about the massacre. The Tarkin oh my God, what is going on today, chat? Darth Drafter with a $20 holla says, ah! It's Disney Star Wars night for me today. Woohoo. I don't know what that means. Disney Star Wars night? Okay. I appreciate it. I really, really do. Super chats, memberships, keep the lights on over here. But as I was saying, people were coming after me like, Mike, they already talked about the massacre, the Tarkin massacre, where he lands his ship on those 500 people. And we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. But that is not the Gorman massacre that is going to happen next week. There's going to be a second massacre on Gorman. That first one was the Tarkin massacre. This one's going to be the Gorman massacre. It's a whole lot of massacres, but they are 2 separate events. That's all you need to know for now. So, with that being said, let's keep going. So, episode 4 opens with Bix having this nightmare. Dr. Gorst, this whole big thing with her, of course, you know, going through it, let's say. She has this whole thing over the course of these 3 episodes where she's taken the blue meth from Heisenberg from Breaking Bad, and it's this whole big thing because she's not herself, let's say. She hasn't eaten a Snickers bar in a while. She's not herself when she's hungry. And by the end of this 3-episode arc, when she does get to kill Gorst, that all comes together, and then she's finally back. Bix is back. As the great Elton John would say, the Bix is back. So we start the episode with this big nightmare sequence, and so did the last 3 episodes. It started with Bix having a nightmare about Dr. Gorst. So she finally gets her revenge after 2 years. It doesn't feel like 2 years because we get this week after week, but 2 years since that happened to her, and now she finally gets her revenge. But with that being said, some fans were a little confused about this too, because Luthen was the one who gave them the information about where Gorst was. The 3rd episode in particular has all these intertwining story plots and arcs and everything. Everything comes together so perfectly in these 3-episode arcs. But specifically episode 6, everything comes together perfectly. The reason that the light is flashing for the second time, where Luthen is calling out to Cassian and Bix, is because of the information that Lonnie was given by Partagaz. Partagaz comes in and tells Lonnie that Dr. Gorst is getting a new promotion to get his own sort of bigger facility with the military, because they think the ISB is not utilizing his abilities enough, the ability to crack people under pressure with his torturing technology. So they're making Dr. Gorst a bigger entity by giving him more people to teach his nice product to. And that information is given from Lonnie to Luthen to Cassian and Biggs. So it's almost like Luthen, after their whole argument that Cassian and Luthen had in episode 6, which we'll get to, after that, Luthen wanted to get them back on his good side and gave him this information about where Gorst was. I know, it's crazy. All this stuff is intertwined. All this stuff is just going all over the place. It's fan-freaking-tastic. But as Kyle says, love this show. The recast the controversy is insane to me. We'll get to that too. But a group of people just need something to complain about forever. That's definitely true. I mean, there's people online that make money off of complaining about Star Wars, so that's hard to combat. But yeah, absolutely. So, and going back to that, we'll get to the recast in just a moment. I want to talk about these episodes really quickly. So also in episode 4, we learned that Cyril, over the last year, has gotten this big promotion. He's now the head of the Bureau of Standards on Gorman. So they've planted Cyril, and by they I mean Krennic, Partagaz, and Dedra, planted Cyril on Gorman to make this rebellion happen. Now, Cyril doesn't know about this whole bigger plot. He doesn't know about the Calcite. He doesn't know that the Empire's trying to drill down and pretty much kill all these Gormans and take the planet for their own. But he knows that he's gotten a promotion, and that's all that matters for now. Do you guys think that Cyril will turn to the light side? Tell me in the chat. Will he become a rebel? Will he become a rebel, chat? Because he's being used right now pretty badly by his girlfriend and by the Empire. And when he finds out about that, he might not be too happy. He might just, he might not be too happy. But with that being said, Cyril is the head at Gorman. Okay? We get to see him interact with the rebels on Gorman as the rebellion is starting to grow on Gorman. We actually get to see the stupidity of a very new rebellion on Gorman in episode 5 when Cassian goes to visit there and he becomes Luthen. Like, you really get to see him when he pretends to be Varian Sky, the mysterious second personality, I guess. He's learned from Luthen so well over the course of the last 2 years that now he's putting that into practice. He's switching back and forth between this happy character who's a designer and all that stuff, and then he's switching back to Cassian, who's serious and he's telling them how to be a rebellion, how they're stupid and dumb and stupid. Shout out to iHaja with a $2 holla. Says, what did I say? Can't say I can calibrate my enthusiasm. Oh, okay. So, Cassian goes to Gorman in episode 5 to figure out what's going on with these rebels. And he pretty much comes back and says, they can't do this. They don't have time. The Empire is building an armory right in their capital, and they pretty much just have no chance of fighting back. But Luthen looks at him and goes, hey, we need Gorman. Imagine Gorman, this place of wealth and fame. Like, if they rebel against the Empire, that's huge for the rebellion. People across the galaxy will be like, oh my God, Gorman is rebelling? Now, the big thing about this is Luthen and Cassian don't know that the Empire is planning this rebellion themselves. They don't understand that. I'll get to that in 1 sec. That the Empire is behind this. They want the rebellion to happen. So it's possible that for the first time in a very, very long time, the Empire has the upper hand. Because usually with Star Wars, we see the good guys winning all the time. Yeah, woohoo, good guys. Yeah, woo, yeah, woohoo. The bad guys might win this one. And Luthen might be falling right into the trap of the Empire. We know that the character of Luthen is likely to die by the end of the second season. How he dies is going to be very, very, very important. And we'll talk about it in a little bit because he's got this whole argument with Vel and Cinta, or I guess not Cinta because Cinta dies, R.I.P. Vel and Clea and Cassian and Mon, they're all mad at him for one reason or another. So could it be friendly fire that kills Luthen, or could it be that he is no longer 10 steps ahead of the Empire? The Empire is now 10 steps ahead of him. And this Gorman massacre might just be the beginning of the end for the character of Luthen, because the Empire is actually 10 steps ahead this time. But with that being said, we actually get to see, or learn, I guess, that Dedra has been taken off in episode 4 of the project of Axis. We learn that her apprentice, her underling, I forget what his name is, somebody help me out in the chat, but he is now in charge of the Axis case. And Dedra has been taking off of it because for over a year she was obsessed with it and she didn't get anywhere. She knows who Cassian Andor is. The whole big plot of season 1 is that they're chasing down Cassian himself. So when these two characters meet, Cyril and Dedra meet Cassian, those three characters meet, I guess, on Gorman next week, because the Gorman Massacre happens next week. And before you say, Mike, how the hell do we know that it's happening next week? It happens in the timeline at 2 BBY, and we were just in 3 BBY, and this goes every single arc is a new year. So next week is 2 BBY. That's when the Gorman Massacre happens in Star Wars canon. That's canon information. So we know the Gorman Massacre will be happening next week, and Dedra, Cyril, and Cassian will all be in attendance. So these three characters, after having not met for the last 2 years, are going to meet on Gorman. And what's going to happen there is going to be pretty damn crazy. So she's taken off of the Axis case, but it's going to come back around because she's obsessed with Cassian, obsessed with Luthen. And that'll be pretty interesting to see. Let me get to the super chat one sec. 50 Thunder with a very generous $5 haul says, I saw episode 3 last night in the cinema. Nice. I raised my large popcorn and massive Diet Coke to all of you. It was a great evening. Nice, 50 Thunder. Yeah, I got the Vader popcorn bucket over there. I got the new good cup that follows orders over here, the 20th anniversary cup. I mean, seeing Star Wars on the biggest screen possible is always ideal. So if you have not gone and seen Revenge of the Sith, actually, I think today might be the last day. I'm not too sure. But yeah, definitely go watch it if you have not already. It made a boatload of money. That's for sure. A boatload. Cyril went back to Gorman? You didn't see the 6th episode yet? Go watch it, Brent. Go watch it immediately. The best one. Yeah. Supervisor Hurt. Yeah, that's what I thought his name was. I heard Hurt in my head, but you know. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. But Hurt is now in charge of the Axis case. Now, episode 4 comes to an end with the reintroduction of Saw Gerrera. Now, Saw is only in 2 of the 3 episodes this week, but they're clearly setting up Saw to have a pretty big arc in the back half of this season. When we meet him in Rogue One, he has no legs. He has this oxygen tank, or what we thought was an oxygen tank, maybe now it's a ryonium tank, attached to his face, or attached to his body. He's pretty messed up. Right now, where we see him in this episodes 4 and 5, he has his legs. He's not messed up. So something has to happen. Maybe the Gorman Massacre, not too sure. Maybe he gets his legs blown off in the Gorman Massacre. I don't know. Or maybe in the final arc of the season. But something has to happen to Saw that makes him lose his legs and lose his mind even more. But in episode 4, we learn where Wilmon went. He's now working for Saw, making this contraption to be able to extract the ryonium. And in episode 5, we get one of the best scenes in Andor. Like, just in Andor total. Like, the Saw and Wilmon scene at the end of episode 5 is incredible. It got me so hyped up, I was ready to go join the rebellion. Like, if you watch the watch party back, I was like smiling like ear to ear. I was like, let's go join the rebellion. But we did get a lot of information about Saw Gerrera in that final episode of final scene of episode 5. And that was about this ryonium. He talks about being a prisoner on his home world where he was a kid and this ryonium made everybody's skin itchy and everybody fled from the scene, but he grew attachment, addiction, if you will, to this ryonium, and now it's sort of a part of him. He even calls it his sister, which is very strange because we know that Saw had a sister in the Clone Wars who died. So it's kind of a little crazy. But that's what the ryonium is doing to him. Wait, look, hang on, let me show you this. Ryonium Star Wars. When you look up ryonium, here is sort of what you see. Take a look at this. Ryonium, or Rhino for short, was a dangerous starship fuel. When poured out of its container, rhydonium appeared like spilled chrome. It could be scrapped up and salvaged, but only under high degrees of safety measures. The rhydonium was very dangerous to exposed skin. Inhaling rhydonium fumes could damage human vocal cords, potentially rendering somebody mute. Exposure could also cause brain damage. So, these are the pretty important parts here. The amount of exposure that Guerrera has had to rhydonium has left him the way that he is. He's losing his mind. That's sort of the brain damage part of it. And his voice, how raspy it is, the revolution is not for the sane. Like that is because of the rhydonium. It's all the inhaling of this rhydonium that he's been doing. And it's making him lose his mind. And that's why when we see Seesaw in Rogue One, he's lost his mind. He's literally lost his mind. So when that pilot comes to him in Rogue One and he's like, I got a message from Galen Erso, he's like, yeah, sure. Send him to Borgullet. He's lost his mind. Absolutely lost his mind. So that's going to slowly happen over time. And we're going to get to see him lose his mind more and more and more as season 2 progresses, which is awesome. But it's also going to be like how he has this big falling out with the rebellion and all that other crazy stuff too. Yes. Revolution is not for the sane. Yeah. He's the best. He's the best, but he's lost his mind. And he's going to continue to because of the rhydonium, which is pretty damn cool. Got a little bit of a big insight into his character there. Now, fast forwarding to episode 6, this is where we get all the craziness that goes down. The rebels stealing the transport on Gorman, while also Clea is trying to remove the listening device in Davos's collection, while Krennic is in the same room as Mon Mothma and Luthen. Like, oh, crazy. Everything's going down. Bix gets her revenge on Dr. Gorst. Like, it's just insanity after insanity in episode 6. And the thing that tops all of it, the thing that everybody's talking about for the last 2 days, even though all that crazy stuff happened, is Bail Organa has been recast. Now tell me in the chat, how do we feel about this? How do we feel? What are your thoughts on the Bail Organa recast? Are you a fan of it? Are you not a fan of it? Let's hear it, chat. So first things first. Hang on, sorry. Okay. First things first. When I was making my breakdown videos yesterday, I was really sitting there going, why on earth would they recast a character like Bail Organa? Why? Why would they do this? Especially because the only scene that he is in episode 6 is just saying hello and goodbye to Mon Mothma. That's it. It's about a 30-second scene at most. And he doesn't do anything. So what is the purpose of that? And then at some point during the day yesterday, Tony Gilroy came out and talked about it. And pretty much the purpose was this week, this was an introduction to the new Bail Organa. This one scene with him being recast, this was pretty much saying hello there to the fans. And
Hello there.
And introducing us to the new Bail. Because he will be... Wait, what? Okay. That the super chat was from a long time ago. Whatever. He will be... Is he going to do all the super chats again? That's not annoying or anything. How do I stop that? I don't know. Yeah, it's going to do all the super chats again. How do I stop this chat? Stop it! Stop it! I don't know. Hang on, let me just turn it off for a second. Okay, I think that worked. All right. So, Bail Organa will be a big part in the next 6 episodes. That's pretty much what Tony Gilroy said, so let's see what he had to say, okay? Let's read this article. Okay. Why the recast of Bail and Skull happened. Where is Jimmy Smits? That's what we want to know. Because Jimmy, of course, plays Bail in Rogue One, in Revenge of the Sith, in Kenobi, all that stuff. So, Tony Gilroy, the showrunner of Andor, has addressed why season 2 this show has a recast of an iconic Star Wars character like Bail Organa. Given that Andor season 2's story outlines the years leading up to Rogue One, many expect Bail Organa to play a role in this project, as we expect to see many other familiar faces. Moreover, Andor sheds light on the origins of the Rebel Alliance, something that Bail Organa has been working towards since the fall of the Republic and the rise of the Empire, all the way back in Revenge of the Sith. In Andor season 2, though, Bail Organa appearance takes a slightly different form due to a recast. Speaking exclusively with Screen Rant, Tony Gilroy, showrunner of Andor, was asked about the recast of Bail Organa. In the show, regular Bail actor Jimmy Smits was replaced by Benjamin Bratt, with Tony Gilroy explaining why exactly this change was made, as he says this. It's really hard to bring legacy characters back for a whole variety of reasons. Money and scheduling, and I mean, Jimmy Smits, wasn't available. It didn't work out. He was doing his other show, and we were under the gun, and they couldn't work it out. And then they just couldn't work it out. Believe me, we really tried, but it couldn't happen. So it's not an idea of like Jimmy didn't want to come back. He didn't want to do all this stuff. It's more of an idea of Jimmy was busy, and we needed somebody to play Bail Organa because Bail Organa is going to be so important for the rest of this season. Because if he wasn't, then they could have just written around it. If Jimmy said no or Jimmy wasn't available, they could have just not had Bail be a part of this story. But he's so important to whatever the story is moving forward that they needed him. So they had to recast him. Yeah. Pretty wild. The Entertainment Weekly article blames Kathleen Kennedy. Sounds like a great plan. Yeah, I mean, when aren't they blaming Kathleen Kennedy? No. So it's Jimmy not being available, of course. Blame Kathleen Kennedy and get away with it. Why not? You know, just blame it all on her. So what do we think about this? Is this a good thing, a bad thing? Are we okay with this? Like, if we're recasting Jimmy as Bail Organa, who else might be recast? And if we really have Bail Organa being such an integral part of the rest of the season, that means we're going to be spending a lot of time on Yavin 4 and or on Coruscant, because that's where Bail is. Bail's on Coruscant, and then he's on Yavin 4. So we're going to be spending a lot of time with that, with this character. And where there's Bail Organa, there might just be his 17, 18, getting close to 19-year-old daughter, Leia Organa. Because Leia is a politician from a very young age. We see this throughout Star Wars Rebels, and we see it going into Rogue One and into A New Hope. She is a politician. So it's highly likely that with Bail Organa, that will lead us to more Leia, which would just, I mean, come on.
This is where the fun begins.
More Leia Organa? Sign me up. But it's likely that they will have to deep fake the character. But what if they recast yet another legacy character? I know the whole argument of recast and deep fake has been an argument for years and years and years, and it will continue to be because of characters like Leia, Luke, Han, all those characters. So if Leia Organa is going to be in some of Andor Season 2 in this back half of the season, do you want it to be a deep-faked Leia Organa or a recasted Leia Organa? What do we think, Chad? Benjamin Bratt is a great actor. Oh, I don't doubt that. And I can't wait to see him play the role next week. It's just a little strange to see a different character playing Bail. When we saw Jimmy just play Bail Organa in Kenobi, and he's already Bail Organa in Rogue One. That's sort of what I can't get past, you know? No more deepfakes? Recast Leia? The deepfakes don't look good? I completely disagree with that. The deepfakes just continue to keep getting better. When you watch Luke Skywalker in the Book of Boba Fett, it's incredible. Like, absolutely incredible. And that was 3-4 years ago? Yeah, 3 years ago, something like that. And when you look at the technology on Hayden Christensen in Ahsoka, it's obviously a lot easier because Hayden's only 45 or something, and he's de-aging 20-ish years. So that's a little bit easier, but still, it looks incredible. So I actually disagree. I think the de-aging technology gets so much better and better and better over time. Look at Leia in Rogue One, and that was 10 years ago. So if they can do that in Rogue One, then what can they do now, 10 years later? Millie Bobby Brown. So Millie Bobby Brown, if there was going to be a recast, would be the ideal one. Millie does look quite a bit like Carrie Fisher when she was that age, and I think she would work pretty damn well. I just wonder how some other people would feel about that, you know? Recasting such a legacy character like Leia might be a big issue to some people. It's the same argument that was had with when the Solo movie was made, or when Luke Skywalker reappeared in The Mandalorian. What is the right way to do this? You know? What is the right way? But let's get back to this article. The absence of Jimmy Smith will undoubtedly be the biggest question asked by Andor viewers after seeing Benjamin Bratt in the role. And it was. The last 2 days, people have been losing their minds about this stuff. For those viewers, it will naturally be a comfort that Tony Gilroy and his crew at least tried to get the actor to return. When concerning Bratt's performance, though, Tony Gilroy had to say this: "It was wonderful to have Benjamin to work with. He's such a beautiful actor, got his stature in the kind of gravitas." Tony Gilroy goes on to mention how keen Bratt was to portray the character as iconic as Bail Organa, solidifying him as a solid choice to replace Smits in Andor Season 2. Now, this article doesn't maybe not talk about it. No. Yeah, it talks about sort of the argument of recast versus deepfake. But I do have another article here that talks about it a little more. The only reason that they deepfaked this character was because there's going to be more of him moving on. So, yeah, here it is. This is what I was looking for. This was the article I was looking for. All right, check this out. So, Tony Gilroy explains major Star Wars character recast in Andor Season 2. Here we go. Shortly before Andor Season 2 released its first 3 episodes, many fans, including myself, speculated on which legacy character might show up in this new season. There was one I was hoping for, pretty confident that we would see. When episodes 4, 5, and 6 were released this week, I got my wish with a very notable twist, and that was Bail Organa and a recast. This following article contains spoilers. Oh yeah, chat, we're spoiling the episodes 4, 5, and 6. I mean, here's the deal. Okay? Hang on. Go full screen. Go full screen! I got multiple, and I mean multiple by more than one, probably close to a dozen comments on my breakdown videos saying, how could you? How could you spoil Rogue One for me? Cassian dies in Rogue One? How could you? I'm never watching your channel ever again! Cassian dies in Rogue One? And it took all of my being. It took all of my restraint. The movie's 10 years old. The movie is 10 years old. What are we talking about? The movie's 10 years old. Are we serious? Are we serious? Oh my God. Yeah, so spoiler alert for Rogue One. I don't even get it anymore, chat. I don't get it. This is crazy. Yeah, Cassian dies in Rogue One. Crazy. Who would have thunk it? Next thing you know, they're gonna come after me for saying that Darth Vader is Luke's father. Did you know that one, chat? Spoiler alert. Holy crap. I thought 10 years would be at least the window. 10 years? No, not enough. Oh my God. No, they weren't even trolling me. They were not. They were 1000% being serious. 1000%. Yeah. It was crazy. Okay, but yes, spoilers for Andor Season 2. In episode 6, Mon Mothma and her husband Perrin go to a party on Coruscant, Davos' party. Before entering that party, they are greeted by a familiar senator on his way out. It's none other than Senator Bail Organa of Alderaan. However, unexpectedly, the character is not portrayed by Jimmy Smits, but rather Benjamin Bratt. By the way, I have absolutely nothing against Benjamin Bratt. He looks like a great actor. I can't wait to see him play Bail in the next 6 episodes. But it's still very, 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 very strange that it's a different actor. However, unexpectedly, yes, again. Despite a very exciting story arc, this briefly took me out of the show, and I had to rewind to watch the interaction for a second time. I was shocked that the role of Smits has played for almost a quarter of a century has been recast. And it's not even that Jimmy has played the role forever, because you have actors that have played characters forever and then they recast because it's needed. You look at Harrison Ford, he's played Han Solo forever. They had to recast him because they're showing a 15 years younger Harrison Ford or Han Solo. So I get that type of recasting, like Alec Guinness is Obi-Wan in the original trilogy, but Ewan McGregor is Obi-Wan in the prequel trilogy. That makes sense. With Bail Organa, it's a little bit different because we just got him in the Kenobi series, and we know what he looks like in Rogue One. And this Andor show takes place right in between those two projects, and now the character looks completely different. Yeah. But in this Entertainment Weekly, oh, there we go, article with Tony Gilroy, he explains it. So here we go. Here's the explanation. We couldn't work it out. The scheduling didn't work. We tried really hard, but he wasn't available and couldn't make it. Bringing back legacy characters is really complicated. It's very expensive. It's very who's working when, so scheduling conflicts. A lot of effort went into it, but we couldn't work it out scheduling-wise. So scheduling-wise is why Jimmy is not here and why we got a new Bail Organa. But he went on to say, Kathleen Kennedy had the idea to bring in Benjamin because we couldn't get Jimmy. So there you were right. It was just a brilliant idea. He's a wonderful human being and really eager and beloved on set and really happy about what he does. So the question sort of becomes, will we be seeing Bail Organa's wife? Will we be seeing Leia? And will those characters be recast as well? I don't know. But here's Benjamin right here, the new Bail Organa. He's got, of course, the hair down, but the face is just so different. Jimmy has such a distinguished face, I guess. Yeah. But here's the real reason why he put it in episode 6, just for a couple seconds. I put him in episode 6 he sort of, let's put it this way. It's like Anakin, hear me out, in Ahsoka episode 4, the very end when she goes into the world between worlds and Hayden's there and everybody loses their minds, but then the next week is mostly Hayden. That's what's happening right here. We're getting Bail Organa in episode 6 as a tease for more Bail Organa in the following episodes. The only problem is Hayden Christensen returning to the role of Anakin is a little bit different than Bail Organa getting recast. However, he says in episode 6 we put him there in an arbitrary way so that people will get the conversation out of the way until next week when he really starts to work. This gives us a lot of information about what's going down in next week's episodes. We know the Gorman Massacre is coming. We know that Cassian, Dedra, Cyril, Wilmon, they'll all be in attendance at this Gorman Massacre. We don't know who else will be there. Will Saw Gerrera be there? Will Bix be there? We don't know. We don't see them in the trailer, but that doesn't mean they're not there. But Bail Organa being a very relevant part of the rest of the season means we're going to be spending a lot more time on Coruscant, in the Senate building, and when we get to Yavin 4, we'll be seeing familiar faces like Bail Organa and hopefully even more rebels. Possibly Leia. We definitely know Admiral Raddus. Like, a lot of familiar faces from Rogue One will be in Andor Season 2, and Bail Organa might just be the tip of the iceberg. But the reason that they put them in episode 6 is to get the conversation out of the way, and this is the conversation we're having. Is this the end of the world? Is Bail Organa being recast is going to make people hate this show. I haven't seen it to that extreme. Like, to me, it took me out of it for a second, and I'm still not the biggest fan of it because Jimmy Smits is Bail Organa and has been for so long. But tell me in the chat, what are our thoughts on this whole recast? And I want to pull this up in the chat too, so let's do that. Do you like the Bail Organa recast? Yes or no? What do we think? What do we think? I don't think he looks anything like Bail. Well, that's the issue. Jimmy has a very specific look, and it's hard to find somebody who looks the same way. I mean, he looks somewhat like Bail Organa, but not really. You know? Next, you're going to tell me somehow Palpatine returns or something? Oh, yeah, don't even get me started on that. Yeah. It should be noted that Bail Organa is the one who made the Ghost crew wait at the Separatist wreckage where they met Mon Mothma. True. So next week we're going to see the Gorman massacre go down, and when that happens, Mon Mothma is going to blame Palpatine for what happens, and she's going to be run out of town. She's going to have to escape Coruscant with the help of Cassian. But what we do know from Star Wars Rebels is that the Ghost crew, which is Hera Syndulla, Chopper, Ezra, etc., they pick up Mon Mothma in space and bring her to the Rebel base. So that we know happens. But what we didn't know was how she escapes Coruscant. And now we're going to see that happen next week with Cassian and all that stuff with the Gorman massacre. I don't think we'll see the Ghost crew, but yes, Bail Organa sets all that up. So maybe there's some sort of mention, at least, of the Ghost crew. Like Bail Organa says, General Syndulla is going to pick you up, or I don't know, whatever it's going to be. Maybe she's not a general yet, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Should I watch Secret Cargo this week? Yeah. I mean, I'm probably going to do the same, just catch up on those Mon Mothma episodes from Rebels, because they seem to be very relevant in what's happening next week. Yeah. Once again, I don't like it, but I understand it. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. It's not that I hate it and it ruins the show for me or anything like that, but it's definitely not the funnest thing, you know? I thought the Gorman massacre was already done by Tarkin and had already taken place. Yeah, I said this at the beginning of the live stream, but I'll say it again. The Tarkin massacre is different from the Gorman massacre. There will be two massacres on Gorman. One was the Tarkin one that happened years ago, where he landed his ship on 500 innocent pedestrians and squished them to death, which is just insane. But the other Gorman massacre happens next week. And let's not forget, there's a year gap between episode 6 and episode 7. So where we left off on Gorman, with the Imperial Armory being built in construction, and then the Gorman rebels having their first successful mission, I guess, by stealing the weapons from the Empire, we're going to see a very different Gorman when we get to episode 7, because a year later, the armory is probably going to be fully built, and the couple protesters that were in the middle of the courtyard in episodes 5 and 6, there'll be hundreds now. Like, there'll be protesters all over the place on Gorman, and that will eventually lead to the massacre. But it'll be a big time jump for the Gorman. It's a big year on Gorman. Yeah. I think Mike is just nitpicking. What? No, I'm definitely not nitpicking here. The character of Bail, although he's not like a character like Luke Skywalker or Anakin Skywalker, he's not like the main character of Star Wars. He's a legacy character, and recasting a character like that is pretty damn tough to do. Yeah. Do you like the season so far better than season 1? That's a great question. That's a great question. And the only way you can really put the two up against each other is first 6 episodes versus first 6 episodes. Huh. Let's open that up to the chat. What do we think, chat? Are the first 6 episodes of season 2 better than the first 6 episodes of season 1? What do we think? Yes or no? Honestly, I think the second season is better, and it might be not even close. Like, you gotta remember, the first 3 episodes of season 1 are very slow. It's the reason that this show has gotten the Andor title. And a lot of that story with his sister hasn't really panned out to be anything. Now, granted, the second 3 episodes of that first season are the Aldani arc, and I love the Aldani arc. It's so good, giving us the characters of Nemec and Skeen, who eventually die, but Cinta, Vel introduced there, and we'll talk about Cinta's death in a minute. But I gotta say, the second season is better, and it might not even be close. Yeah. So if the back half of this second season is better than the back half of season 1, better than the One Way Out arc, better than Marva's funeral, there's a reason. There's a reason why season 2 has a 96 on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't think the first 6 episodes were a 96 out of 100. But I think the back half of the season might be higher than a 96, and that's why it evens out. Yeah. It's craziness. Spoiler, bro. Nemec dies? Yes, Nemec dies, and I'm still pissed about it. But yes, spoiler. We know the character this time around, so we get into it fast. We know the characters this time around, so we get into it faster. True. I mean, I'm not saying that Andor season 1 is bad by any means. You do need an introduction to all those different characters. And season 1 is written so well. Season 1 is really like just the first arc, because now we're getting these year time jumps. It's just a longer arc. Marva dies. Oh my God. Yes, Marva dies. The Good Morning Coruscant was odd. It was kind of cool because they threw it in episode 5 and it sets up the parties that happen in episode 6. Like, the writing in this show is just so genius, especially in these last 3 episodes, 4, 5, and 6, because everything that happens in the first 2 episodes happens for a reason. And it all integrates and intertwines into this 6th episode, and it's unbelievable. Yeah. Yeah. Cyril also ate cereal this week. Yes, that is true. So, I mean, it's just peak cinema when that happens. You know? Okay, but let's talk about the Cinta death. I can't believe we're already 50 minutes into this live stream, and we haven't even talked about the Cinta death. Okay? Let's talk about it. So, what a way to go out. Random blaster fire happens to hit Cinta. Well, first things first, let's talk about it. What do you think about her death? What do we think about it? Let's start there. Kenobi's Corner, what's up? How we doing? I want to see K2SO, and where is Kino Loy? Well, K2SO is probably coming next week. But Kino Loy, I don't know. Andy Serkis was telling us that he's going to be in season 2. Was he just lying to us? I have no idea. You know? I have no clue. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But going back to Cinta's death, it's pretty wild because you get this whole reconnection, rekindling of the relationship between Vel and Cinta. And the night before, of course, they turn off the lights. Yeah. And then they have the mission. And this mission is to steal this Imperial shuttle, whatever. And you have Cyril watching from above, and he's reporting back to Dedra and Partagas on Coruscant. It's a whole thing. But Cinta's death is so just perfect in explaining why the rebellion is the way that it is. Why the rebels couldn't succeed with taking down the Empire until years later when Luke and Leia come around. Because they needed Luke Skywalker, clearly, to take down the Empire. Because when you look at the Gormans, they're like, what the hell are you doing? They have no idea what they're doing. Cassian warned them about that in episode 5. But when it comes to episode 6, Vel specifically says, you got to listen to orders. They're all like, no. We're the only ones who can have blasters. They're all like, no. He brings his own blaster, and it ends up with Cinta dying. It's pretty damn crazy when you think about it. Just friendly fire, she dies. Now, yes, Dom says they all die. They're all going to die. For the most part, they're all going to die. But Cinta's death is a very important one moving forward because it happens on Gorman and because she was being held from Vel because of Luthen. Now, Luthen is a character, my favorite character in Andor so far, in Season 1 and Season 2. But he's a character that has to die by the end of it. The question becomes, who kills Luthen and how does he die? Well, if Vel, which she has voiced her opinion multiple times already in Season 2 about how she doesn't trust Luthen and doesn't like Luthen anymore and all this stuff, what if Vel kills him? And before you go, hear me out. Luthen is making some bad decisions, if you will. A lot of his friends are becoming his enemies. We're seeing this in this fifth and sixth episode where he has this huge argument with Clea in episode 5. He has this even bigger argument with Cassian in episode 6. Mon Mothma already sort of distrusts him to an extent because he's keeping so many secrets from her. Tacoma, her best friend from her childhood, is now either missing or dead because of the first 3 episodes where he gets taken away by Cinta and Luthen just kills him off. So now he's making all of his friends his enemies. Cassian's mad at them. Cinta's mad at them. I'm sorry, I keep calling Clea Cinta. Clea's mad at them. Vel is mad at them. Mon Mothma is mad at him. So it might just be that Luthen shoots himself in the foot by making all of his friends angry, and then they all just kill him. I really don't know. Cassian could take out Luthen. Yeah, somebody brought this up in the comment section too, in one of the videos I saw, and that was, what if Cassian kills Luthen much like Han Solo kills Beckett? Han Solo's mentor, played by my God, Woody Harrelson. Jesus, my brain is working a little bit today. Woody Harrelson, Han Solo's mentor, he kills him. So after he learns all this stuff about being a scoundrel, being a smuggler from Beckett, he murders him. So what if it's the same way? Luthen teaches Cassian everything there is to know about this rebellion and all this stuff, but in the end, Cassian's the one who kills him. What do we think? Did they explain if Tacoma got deleted? No, they didn't. They didn't explain it. I mean, I think it was enough. It was enough to sort of just show him driving away at the end of episode 3. Yeah. Theory: Luthen kills Bix, and then Cassian kills Luthen. Well, that's the thing. Something has to happen in the upcoming episodes to make Cassian come over that big hump and kill Luthen. And Bix's death would be that. I mentioned this earlier, but we're getting the Gorman massacre next week, and we know for a fact that Cassian is there. We don't know that Bix is going to be there. The reason on Monday, when I was so certain that Bix was going to die in these 3 episodes, which, by the way, I was wrong. I can admit when I was wrong. Bix did not die. She survived. But honestly, her survival makes next week even more interesting. Because where is she? In all the trailers that we've seen, all the images of this Gorman massacre, she's never there once. She's not in any of the rest of the marketing for the show. So where is Bix? Well, what if, while Cassian is on a mission to Gorman, and all this massacre happens, and he barely gets out with his life, what if, while that is happening, Bix is on some other mission for Luthen, and she dies? And maybe Cassian was like, we should be on this mission together, blah, blah, blah. And then when she dies, he's pretty upset about that. And that could end with him killing Luthen. Cassian has angrily, or I guess quickly, let's say, killed people before. When he's having this conversation, this negotiation in season 1 with Skeen saying we can just take all these credits, 40 million apiece, 40 million for you, 40 million for me, and we can just go. Screw Vel, screw the rest of them. Let's just go ourselves. And he gets mad and shoots him right away. Gets angry and shoots him right away. He kills the Morlana guards because, well, he has to, but still he shoots them right away. Like, he has a quick trigger. And if Luthen gets Bix killed, I could see him killing Luthen and then being like, what have I done? Like Anakin or something like that. Bix is the catalyst. Oh, for sure. Bix is 100% the catalyst. Cassian won't kill Luthen because he will discover that Luthen's engineered the will kill Luthen because he's discovered that Luthen has engineered the massacre. That would be even more crazy. If Cassian was sent to Gorman to die, or maybe not sent to die, but he was supposed to die because everybody in Gorman is supposed to die. I agree with you that I think that Luthen will have some sort of pull in this massacre happening. Him maybe thinking that if the Empire's hand is forced to kill all these innocent people on Gorman, then the rest of the galaxy will see that as the Empire being evil, and maybe he underestimates the hatred for Gormans across the galaxy. But yeah, I could definitely see that. Cassian figuring out that Luthen is the reason that all these innocent people died on Gorman. I could definitely see that. And that would easily be enough for him to go kill Luthen. 100%. I like that theory quite a bit, actually. Are they actually married? She calls him her husband twice now. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. There's big gaps in between these episodes. I don't know if they're actually married or not. Why would Luthen kill Bix? I'm not saying that he purposefully kills Bix. He just sends her on a mission maybe that she's not supposed to be on, and then she dies on that mission. He doesn't purposefully kill her. Yeah. The events of Star Wars take place over months, maybe. No, these episodes take place over 3 specific days in the timeline. Yeah. Cassian will choose Mon Mothma over Luthen at some point, and they'll both have it out for him after him revealing his hand on Gorman. Well, that's the crazy part, too, is after Gorman, Cassian is the one who helps Mon Mothma off of Coruscant. Is Luthen still alive at that point? Has Cassian already killed him, or has he already died? Like, I really don't know. And then there's Kleya, because Kleya is just as important to the rebellion as Luthen is at this point. So what happens to her? Because in some of the trailers, we find out that she knows about the Death Star. We haven't even talked about the Death Star yet. The Death Star is going to play a huge role in the back half of the season. People know about it. People don't know about it. They know that they're making a weapon. They don't know what the weapon is. Krennic is in front of the Death Star. Krennic is back. Ben Mendelsohn is back. But he's only been in 2 episodes out of the 6 we've gotten. So in this back half of the season, I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of Krennic. And when we watch these Andor trailers, let's just watch one really quickly to prove the point. When we watch these Andor trailers, there is so much that we haven't seen yet. And the bits and pieces we haven't seen are some of the most important stuff. So take a look at this. This one.
I came with you to be part of something.
So we're going to go frame by frame kind of here. So all this from the beginning, we haven't seen yet. This is Cassian on Coruscant in the Senate building. In the Senate building. It might be like he actually has to escape with Mon immediately. They might be in the middle of a Senate hearing with like Mon Mothma. And this might be when she's calling out Palpatine, going, "The monster will come for us all." And then Cassian has to literally grab her and escape Coruscant immediately after this meeting. So Cassian in the Senate building.
Something.
This we haven't seen yet. This is the massacre. This is happening next week. And like I said, in episodes 4, 5, and 6, this monument was surrounded by like 5, 6 protesters. And now there's hundreds, if not thousands. And you look over here to the left, this is the building that they were building. This is the building that they were building in episodes 4, 5, and 6. And it's clearly completed. Clearly. Palpatine's in the chat. What's up, Palpatine? This is all your fault, by the way. But this we haven't seen yet, and this will be in next episode.
The Empire cannot win.
Saw Guerrera on Jeddah. So somebody brought up something pretty cool. We always thought that this was an oxygen mask. Clearly it's not. This is definitely a ryonium mask. Him getting his fix for the Rydo. Yeah.
It's a different kind of mission.
This was the Oath Keeper. People were kind of upset about this because we were like, who's in Palpatine's seat? Who's in Palpatine's seat? And it was just an Oath Keeper. Like, what are you going to do? But yeah. We got the answer to this. Fell on Cinta. R.I.P. Cinta.
If it goes up in flames,
It will burn very
Right.
brightly.
And that's what he wants to happen. That's what he's pretty much saying there. It doesn't matter what happens on Gorman. If the rebels rebel, that's good, even if they fail. Because if it burns very brightly, then the rest of the galaxy will hear that. The rest of the galaxy will see that. That's what he wants. So maybe Gorman is Luthen's fault. It's like an Uno reverse card. Maybe he finds out that the Empire is working with the rebels. So instead of giving the Empire the satisfaction of whatever the plan they're planning, he makes it so that the Empire kills all the rebels. I don't know. That'd be crazy twist and turn. That'd be like a one up the one up. You're 10 steps ahead. No, I'm 10 steps ahead of you're 10 steps ahead.
But if I'm giving up everything, I want to win.
Yeah, you do.
We have to. We must stand together. We will be crushed.
We did get this scene, and it was not Bail Organa that she was talking to.
Resistance.
So I don't know if this will be in the next episode or the final 3 episodes, but more Krennic is on the way, and here he is interrogating Dedra.
It's absurd.
K2SO will finally be in this next episode, but this is where it gets very important.
It's a weapon. They're building a weapon.
So Clea,
It's a weapon.
and it looks like she's talking to Cassian, maybe Luthen, I'm not too sure. But we're used to seeing Clea all dressed up, all on Coruscant, ready to go. This does not look like she's been through it here. Whatever happened, like she's been through it. But she knows about the Death Star, or at least knows that they're building something of significance, a big old weapon.
They're building.
And we're going to get to see the Death Star with our own 2 eyes, with Krennic staring out at it. So when does this take place in the timeline? Because next week's Gorman, of course, and Cassian helping Mon Mothma off of Coruscant. But at the same time, are we getting this whole arc with Clea finding out about the Death Star?
Building a weapon. The monster will come for us all.
Oh. It's so good, chat. It's so good. But we have a new theory. The Force choke, which I'm very quickly starting to not think it's a Force choke. The Force choke. So we found out what room this is. We saw this room that she is standing in here in episodes 4 and 5, I think, or maybe 4, maybe just 5. I don't know which episode it was. But in one of the episodes this week, we saw this room. It's a quote-unquote safe room where Cyril contacts Dedra on Coruscant, where they have their conversation. Now, the theory that was brought up, and it was a great theory, is, and I think it was Derek actually who brought this one up, is that in this room, she is choking or panicking or whatever because of the ryonium. The setup of episodes 4 and 5, the ryonium that Saw and his crew were obtaining, is a setup for the Gorman massacre, meaning that they're going after the Empire. Saw, in his craziness, is going after Dedra. Not sure why, but this room is being filled with, or at least leaked into, with ryonium. And the reason she is clutching at her neck is because she can't breathe, or at least she shouldn't be breathing in all this stuff. It's an incredible theory. I love it quite a bit. But it leads to the point being that Saw Gerrera and his crew will be present and very big part of the Gorman massacre. So Saw, the reason he doesn't have legs in Rogue One or all this other stuff, it might be because of the Gorman massacre. He might get blown up or barely survive because of Gorman. And that'd be pretty damn cool to see. Yeah. We get a lot of images about the Gorman massacre, but other than Cassian, we don't really know who else is going to be there from the Rebel Alliance. I think in one shot maybe we see Wilmon there, and Wilmon is obviously working with him, with oh, I thought we got a new trailer. With Wilmon's working with Saw Gerrera, so maybe that does mean that Saw will be there. Yeah. My theory is that she was sending out a message and then Vader gets hold of her. The Vader theory for me is kind of dwindling away. We've gotten so many mentions of Palpatine in this series, but no, I don't think we're going to see him. The same is probably going to be said about Vader. Maybe we'll see Vader, but it would more so be with the Death Star and stuff. Yeah. The runtimes for episodes 7, 8, and 9 are 44 minutes, 47 minutes, and 58 minutes. Okay. Yeah, all 3 episodes this week were an hour long. It was craziness. So you guys still think that Vader is force choking her here? All right. The Rhino device might blow up scarring Saw for the rest of his life. Yeah, well, he has to lose his limbs. 2 of his legs are gone in Rogue One. Yeah. So that's what I think's going on in this scene now. I think Rhino might be getting pumped into this room.
Is not for the same. You're right here, and you're ready.
Yeah, so this is the scene I was talking about.
You're right here.
This is Gorman, and that's Wilmon. So Wilmon will be at the Gorman Massacre. And if Wilmon is there, we know from episode 5 that Saw and his crew are probably there too, because he's not working for Luthen anymore. He's not working with Bix and Cassian anymore. He's working for Saw Gerrera.
Here, and you're ready to fight.
I thought it was 1 leg. Now, when you watch Rogue One, he's got 2 metal legs. Yeah.
There's a future here for those who dare.
Wonder what this is all about. This looks like it's on Gorman because this is what he's wearing on Gorman in the massacre. But I don't know what he's doing here. It might be him leaving somebody behind.
Dare.
He looks pretty upset. We haven't seen Clea cry like this. Whoops. We have not seen this.
Welcome to the rebellion.
So there's still so much going on in these trailers that we haven't seen yet. A lot, of course, we have seen because we are past the halfway mark on the season. Chat, it's crazy. Yeah, we are on the halfway mark, but there's a lot we still haven't seen.
The monster will come for us all.
Like all this is happening next week. All this is happening next week, and it leads you to think, well, what's happening in the final 3 episodes? I have no idea. It seems like they're keeping that completely a secret. And maybe we have no scenes yet from those final 3 episodes. But Gorman Massacre, maybe some Death Star, Cassian saving Mon Mothma from Coruscant, some connections to Star Wars Rebels. Next week is going to be absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. And the setup from these 3 episodes, it's just been perfect. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So, with that being said, these 3 episodes, Bail Organa recast, Cinta died, R.I.P. Cinta. All this craziness happens, setting up the Gorman Massacre perfectly, setting up all this stuff for the back half of the season. It's a 9.2, 9.3 at least out of 10 for me, and I think we're going to continue to get even better moving forward for the back half of the season. So with that being said, tell me in the chat what you rank these 3 episodes of Andor. And what do we think of the first half of the season? Because we have hit this halfway mark. Is it a good first half, and are we looking forward to the second half? Because we got to talk about some other stuff that is Andor, is not related to Andor at all. Because Tales of the Underworld is coming tomorrow. Yeah, that's right. The first 2 episodes of Tales of the Underworld will be premiered on Fortnite tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we got to talk about that too. But let's put an end cap on this Andor stuff real quick. Yeah. 10 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10, 9 out of 10, nice. Immaculate first 6 episodes. I don't know about immaculate, but definitely a great start. Yeah, for sure. The first half overall, 9 out of 10, nice. Loved the 4 through 6. 1 through 3 were good, but it stepped it up a couple notches. I agree with that. I think the first 3 episodes were good, but the next 3 episodes were far better. Yeah. Okay. I don't play Fortnite. That's okay. That's okay. So let's talk about this Tales of the Underworld really quickly. Wait. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot I have one more thing open for Andor season 2 that I want to get to first. Wait, chat, wait! Don't move on yet. We're going to Andor season 2 really quickly one more time, and then we're gonna go back to Tales of the Underworld. Okay. So this is Secrets from Andor, week 2. So we did this week 1, or Disney StarWars.com did this week 1, where it's sort of Easter eggs from season 2. So take a look at this. So Greenham Commons, the location for Saw Gerrera's base in Andor season 2, was once a Royal Air Force airfield station. So not only is that really cool, but this is also Dakar, which was seen in the sequel trilogy in the base of the Resistance with Leia Organa. So you go from Saw Gerrera to the Resistance with Leia Organa, which is pretty cool. Yes, you have the roasted Massif, which is prop at Saw's Rebel base. The Massif is in Attack of the Clones on Tatooine. It's also in the Book of Boba Fett and The Mandalorian on Tatooine. I'm not sure if we've seen a Massif on any other planet, but here it is on Dakar, so that's pretty cool. Camouflage pattern of Saw Gerrera's partisan X-Wings was updated for Andor Season 2 from how they appear in Rogue One. That's pretty cool. The ISB operation room was shot in the OKX Thought Leadership Center within the McKellen Group Technology in England. Okay. They filmed a lot of stuff on location in England. For Coruscant, at least. Yeah. This guy, Obi-Wan Kenobi. We got a mention of a planet that existed in Legends that's in the Heir to the Empire trilogy, which is pretty cool. A little farming planet that Thrawn takes over, which is pretty dang cool. Airline and travel agency graphic from 1970s inspired this thing because this is the travel agency that Cassian goes to, which is pretty cool. The main party scene for Davos Skeldron's party was filmed in 1,000 square meter vestibule, maybe? Sure. Yeah, principal design, both for entertaining as an entrance, as the Sala Principal Performing Arts. Okay, sure. In Spain. There you go. Filming in Spain. On location. You'll have to see that. Emperor Palpatine's podium in the Imperial Senate, reference to a taco shell? What? Does look like a taco shell, I guess. Odd, but okay. Weird. Mon Mothma's Senate office has has the same circular couch. I always thought this was a great design. Why are couches not in the ground? How about just a bed? It's like a full-on bed in the ground. You know? Okay, moving on. The 500-foot-long outdoor Gorman set was built on the same Pinewood Studios backlot that was housed for Jakku in Maz Kanata's castle in The Force Awakens and in Rogue One, and the Kessel landing area for Solo. There you go. I mean, that Pinewood Studios gets built for a lot of stuff, but that's pretty cool. Rogue One connection at least there, too. There you go. What? The Gorman truck heist escape tunnel was built in Pinewood, on Pinewood's Padlock tank, where a little over 4 years earlier, the cinematic duel between Rey and Kylo on the wreckage of the second Death Star was staged for the Rise of Skywalker. What? So the Gorman escape tunnel is the same set as the second Death Star from the Rise of Skywalker? That's a little crazy. Okay. That's pretty wild. Oh yeah, the Gorman language. This was pretty cool. So they invented a whole new language. It's based off of French, and all the people there are from France and have French accents. But it's a new language. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. They built a whole new language for this show, which is pretty incredible. The architecture for Gorman was inspired by northern Italy. There you go. That's pretty cool. Here you go, the Opera House. Oh, I didn't even know it was the exact same design. Yeah. Drone photography in Spain, which is what led to Davos Skeldron's residence. Yeah, it's not an Opera House. It's this is his house, chat. How rich does Davos Sculdron have to be to get this house? Talk about being rich. Pretty wild. Okay, but those are the little behind the scenes stuff that I want to get to for Andor. So now we can move on. Now we can move on to Tales of the Underworld. So Tales of the Underworld is coming out on May 4th, which is Sunday. That is Sunday. But tomorrow is the premiere of the first 2 episodes in a live event on Fortnite. Had to make sure I was saying my words correctly. Tomorrow is the 2-episode premiere of Tales of the Underworld, live on Fortnite. It's at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be doing a live watch party for that. And that will be, that'll be at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll probably start at like 9:45 maybe. I'm not too sure. We'll do it the same way we do watch parties per usual, where we just, I wonder if I can put it up on the screen. Because you can put up Fortnite content on the screen, but can you? We'll see about that. But yeah, we'll do a watch party for that first 2 episodes, and then we'll, of course, do the watch party for Sunday. I really hope it doesn't release at 3 in the morning on Sunday. Yes, so it's the 2-episode premiere only on Fortnite, which is pretty wild. Yeah. I don't have the game. Can I watch it on YouTube? I think so. I'll figure that out, but I might be able to stream it on YouTube. Yeah. We shall see. Tales of the Fortnite, yes. So that's happening tomorrow, but we did get a new teaser trailer for Tales of the Underworld. People almost forget about Tales of the Underworld because it's been so pushed under the rug, I guess, with this Andor season being so good. Andor Season 2 is pretty much making it so that Tales of the Underworld is forgotten about. Where is this trailer? It just posted today, no? Where did the trailer go, chat? Is it only on Instagram? What is going on? Okay, well here's the announcement. Just about anything is possible in Fortnite. You can be amongst the first to view the first 2 episodes of Star Wars Tales of the Underworld before it premieres on Disney Plus on May 4th by going to the Star Wars Watch Party Island. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look. Jar Jar Binks is a Sith Lord in this new season. That's the teaser for the thing. Okay. Recently announced Star Wars Celebration Live, Fortnite Galactic Battles is an all-new collaboration with Star Wars and Fortnite launching on May 2nd, 2025, which is tomorrow. Ahmed Best known for his portrayal of Jar Jar Binks in The Phantom Menace and the Jedi Master Kelleran Beck in The Mandalorian, was on the stage to help announce this new collaboration, blah, blah, blah. Let's get to the good stuff here. What? Does it not even talk about the... Oh, hey, I missed it already. With both launching ahead of Star Wars Day, which is May the 4th, be among the first to view the first 2 episodes of Star Wars Tales of the Underworld, the animated series, exclusively at Star Wars Watch Party Island in Fortnite for the first 48 hours before it hits Disney Plus on May the 4th. You can play the fun mini-game in a Star Wars-themed island in-game. It is also starting on April 29th. Connect your Epic to your Okay, whatever. So this says 48 hours. That's very specific. Does that mean that Tales of the Underworld drops at 10 a.m. on Sunday? Because that'd be fan-freaking-tastic if it's not at 3 in the morning. That'd be amazing. But I don't know. I guess we'll have to figure that one out as we go here. But there you have it. So we are getting the first 2 episodes of Tales of the Underworld tomorrow. And we'll be doing a live watch party of that. And then we'll be getting the next 4 episodes and the first 2 again on, over there. It's 10 a.m. Pacific time? No, I think it's 10 a.m. Eastern time. Hang on, chat. Let me double check. I believe. Yeah. Yeah, 10 a.m. Eastern time. So you can watch the first 2 episodes of Tales of the Underworld exclusively on Fortnite on Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. earn an Asajj Ventress loading screen by watching both episodes. Okay. So Tales of the Underworld is going to be Asajj Ventress and Cad Bane, and it's going to be freaking awesome. But where is our excitement level at for this episodes? For Tales of the Underworld, I should say. Because I was quite shocked when I put this poll up on the community tab of the channel yesterday. Check this out. Check this out, chat. Where's the... Oh, here we go. So I put this poll up to see what of the upcoming projects for Star Wars are we most looking forward to. And here were the results, and I was kind of shocked by this, actually. The 4 I put up there were Maul Shadow Lord, Ahsoka Season 2, Tales of the Underworld, and the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. And with almost 5,000 votes, Shadow Lord is in first by a wide margin, which is surprising, honestly. But Tales of the Underworld is in way last with only 4%. And this is the next project. Not only is it the next project, it's in 2 days, 3 days, whatever it is, on May 4th. So I feel like the excitement level for this show has been squished because of Andor, because of all these other announcements like the Maul show and Ahsoka Season 2 and the Mandalorian and Grogu and Star Wars Starfighter. I feel like Tales of the Underworld has been not as loved, let's say. It's not gotten the love and appreciation it deserves because I think it's going to be incredible. Asajj Ventress, Cad Bane, let's not forget how good Tales of the Jedi was. Tales of the Jedi was a freaking masterpiece. And I think Tales of the Underworld could be something along those lines and even set up Asajj Ventress for even more storytelling. It's also going to explain how Asajj Ventress survived the events of the Dark Disciple novel. Give me a 1 to the chat if you've read Dark Disciple. I'm actually rereading it right now because I haven't read it in years. But the story is so unbelievably good with Quinlan Vos and Asajj, but she dies at the end of it. So explaining how she's alive from that, well, that's going to have to happen in Tales of the Underworld. Yeah. I got a new cat, wanted to name her Catholops. Oh my God, you should have. Okay, Nessie works too. Yeah, just call her Catholops, you know? Catholop. I forgot about him. He's the GOAT. Yeah. Wait, Tales of the Underworld is not going on Disney Plus, only on Fortnite? No. Let me clear that up really quickly. The first 2 episodes are premiering early on Fortnite tomorrow. All 6 episodes will be on Disney Plus on Sunday, May 4th. But 2 days earlier, you can get the first 2 episodes on Fortnite. Yeah. That's all it is. Just to get more people to go to the Fortnite event and all that stuff. Well, let me ask you guys in the chat, because this was obviously a community-wide poll. Which of these 4 projects are you the most excited for? Tales of the Underworld is in 2 days. Does that make the excitement for that even higher than the others? Or what do we think? What do we think? I was shocked by this. I did not think the Maul series was going to win this. Not even close. And it's not even close. 50%. 50% of people. Yeah. Somehow Tales of the Underworld returns. Yes, indeed. Ahsoka or Mando? Ahsoka Season 2 is the top of my list for sure. Even though of these 4, it's the furthest away, it's the top of the list. Yeah. Yeah. What about Catollops? That's pretty funny. When is the premiere? At 10 p.m. 10 a.m. Sorry, tomorrow. Ahsoka and Maul. Yeah, the Maul series is going to be fan-freaking-tastic. The fact that it's a multi-season series on Darth Maul in the Underworld, it's going to be incredible. But here's the idea. Let's talk about Underworld really quickly. Tales of the Underworld. There's a lot of characters that can appear in this series. One of the biggest ones that I'm now rereading Dark Disciple is Quinlan Vos. Quinlan Vos is so important to Asajj Ventress' character, and he's not even in the trailers for this show. Now, Vos is mentioned in the Kenobi series. His carving is on the wall with the hidden path in the Kenobi series. But Vos is such an important character to Asajj Ventress specifically that I can't imagine him not being a big part of this series. So what do we think? Is Quinlan Vos going to be in Tales of the Underworld? Because we haven't seen him since... I don't even know when. At least 15 years since the Clone Wars. Because he's a character who doesn't really appear much at all. He goes on some missions with Kenobi in the Clone Wars, but that's about it. When's the premiere on Disney Plus? May 4th. This show premieres on May 4th, which is Sunday. Yeah. Mark is late to the party. Don't worry about it, Mark. Says Bail Organa being recast is better than Bail Organa not being in the show at all. I agree with that. He's a huge part of the rise of the rebellion. It'd be weird to not include him, so I'd rather a recast rather than a deepfake. I agree with you on that. Yes, I think deepfaking a character is only necessary for certain... I mean, every situation is different, okay? And with Bail Organa, I would not have wanted a deepfake. Yeah, the recast is probably better. But I agree with you. He's very necessary for the story of the rebellion. So if he needs to be recast for the rest of the story, then I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. Is it Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, though? Because I don't know if it is 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know the Fortnite thing tomorrow is at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I don't know if it premieres at 10 a.m. on Sunday. Yeah. They mentioned Quinlan Vos in Kenobi. Yes, that is true. So I think Quinlan might play a big role in this Tales of the Underworld, and they're keeping it hidden. Yeah. It did say 48 hours, but I don't know if that's accurate, let's say. They haven't dropped anything at 10 a.m. before. Usually 3 a.m. or 9 p.m. Can I get some good cups follow orders in the chat, please? Bumpa! Check this thing out. Talking about Revenge of the Sith. Go watch it. It made $50 million over its opening weekend. It literally beat movies that have been out that are out right now. I think it was the second highest re-release of all time. So good. Will news of Princess Leia being kidnapped make it in an episode? I hope so. Of Andor you're talking about, right? Actually, it wouldn't because it happens after the fact, right? Yeah. Maybe not. They should have kept it in the theaters this weekend. I know. It's weird that they only put it up for a week. But I actually do get it because it's a Disney property and they're releasing Thunderbolts this weekend and they don't want anything to take away from Thunderbolts. So I get that. I already got my tickets to Thunderbolts too. I'm excited. I'm excited. Yeah. Yeah. The Tales of the Underworld is in 2 days, and the hype level for it seems very low. But, I mean, we shall see, I guess. We shall see. I know there was something else on here that I wanted to show you. Oh, yeah. This is going back to Andor, I guess. But yeah. This is what I was talking about. The Gorman people all speak a made-up language of Gore. It's based off of French. All Gorman actors that are played by French-speaking actors. The cast even spoke Gore to each other off-screen while filming. So they literally made up an entire new language just for this Andor series, which is pretty damn cool. Are the Thunderbolts completely replacing the Avengers? No. No, they're not. No. What's the number one re-release? I think it's A New Hope when they re-released it in like 2011 or something. Yeah, I think it's A New Hope. But I'm not too sure. Yeah, this was what we were talking about too. I put him in episode 6 in an arbitrary way so that people will get the conversation out of the way. But actually, this is somebody cropped this image or is this real? I don't know. But, wait, is this real? Tony goes on to say, we don't do many things that are unnecessary in Andor, but it's like, let's get him in there now so that people can discuss it for a week and get it out of their system, and then he will come back and really get to work. I don't want the guy's work to be confused with his introduction. That makes sense, I guess. Get to work. What does that mean, Chad? Bail Organa gets to work in the next 3 episodes. What the hell does that mean? He says he doesn't want his introduction to be confused with his work that he does. So he wanted to get through the fact that he's being recast. He wanted people like us to talk about this now, get it out of the way, because he's going to be doing some big things in the next couple episodes. But what are those big things? What is he possibly talking about here? What do we think, Chad? Saw's backstory was also in the Clone Wars. Oh, yeah, we've gotten a ton of Saw's story. That's why this big reveal of the whole ryonium stuff was huge. Bail Organa kills Bix? What? What? I thought it was the highest re-release since Avatar, unless you're talking about Star Wars. No, Avatar was not that big of a re-release, actually. It's actually a pretty small one. Yeah. It was just enough to push it over Avengers Endgame, but it was not a big re-release. Fulcrum? Oh, let's talk about that, shall we? I didn't even think of that. So, Bail Organa, his relationship with a character named Ahsoka Tano is a pretty big one. Contacting Harrison Dula, well, we know that happens. We know that he's the reason that the ghost is there. But Fulcrum is the code name for Ahsoka Tano in Star Wars Rebels. That would be pretty dang interesting. If I don't think we'll see Ahsoka Tano by any means in Andor Season 2, but at least a reference to Fulcrum or a reference to Ahsoka will be pretty damn wild. Yeah, I know you mentioned Fulcrum before, and we talked about that before, but bringing in Bail Organa brings a whole new meaning to that conversation, especially if he has work to do and put him to work. It's very interesting. I want to look this up really quickly because I'm curious. Bail Organa Rebels. Huh. Okay. So Bail Organa in Star Wars Rebels looks like this. Obviously, that looks like Jimmy Smits, because that's who it's based off of. But it kind of looks like, not really. Nah, not really. Is this an actual scene from Andor? Like, where do we get this image from, Chat? Do we know? Where did this image come from? Somebody just AI generate this image, or what's going on here, Jed? What's going on here? It seems like a lot of people are pretty okay with this recast for the most part. Let's see where the chat is actually at with it. Let's end this poll. Did you like the recast of Bail Organa? 65% of you said yes. Okay. Okay. All right, chat. It seems like people are okay with it, you know? It's an image on your computer, Mike. What do you mean? Where is it? Oh, okay. Okay, fine. Okay. Not gonna lie. I think the new actor might be a better actor. Oh my God. Well, it's not about the acting quality. It's about the look. It looks completely different. But yes, I get what you're saying. It'd be crazy if the only Force user in the show was Ahsoka. Yeah, I just don't think they would bring in Ahsoka. It'd be a lot to bring in a new variation of a live-action Ahsoka just for Andor Season 2. Did Cinta kill Mon Mothma's lover? Oh, Tacoma. They weren't lovers, but yes. I mean, we assume so, yes. Yes. Giveaway, yes, thank you. Oh my God, I would have forgotten again. Thank you. Holy crap. We do have a giveaway today. It was supposed to be last stream, but I forgot about it. And then I had craziness happen yesterday with the whole, the whole ordeal that happened. But we do have a giveaway today. So for all you members, if you're not a member, this is your last chance to join the giveaway, because we do a giveaway at the end of every single month. Now it's the beginning of this month, but every single month we do a giveaway at the end, usually at the end of every single month. So we're doing a giveaway today instead. And the giveaway today, honestly, I was trying to figure out what we should give away. In my personal opinion, it's quite a cool giveaway, if I do say so myself. It's sort of Andor themed in a way, because the character is technically in Andor Season 1. We haven't seen one in Andor Season 2 yet, but it's technically in Andor Season 1. And that giveaway is an Art Sabers helmet, yet again, because we love Art Sabers over here. We love giving away these helmets. But the Death Trooper. This Death Trooper helmet is the giveaway today. So we will spin for that giveaway in just a couple minutes. Yeah. This is the giveaway for today. Today's live stream. So if you're not yet a member, this is your final chance to join and figure that out. Mike, smell some ryonium and Bail Organa will look like the rail. Oh, Bail will look like the recast. Oh, okay. Yeah. That'd be great. That'd be great. Yeah, so this thing is sweet. It's got all the lights and gizmos and gadgets. The Death Trooper helmet is one of the coolest designs in Star Wars. Like literally one of the coolest designs there is. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, should we just do the giveaway now that we mentioned it? I'll give a couple minutes for people who are not members if they want to join and become a member, or if somebody wants to do like a members gifting memberships or whatever it is. Yeah. Mike, will you finally sort the list properly and not the updated one? Well, it's whatever the list is. If you've re-upped your membership after a while, then it's going to be where you are. Yeah, that's how the list works. Let's take a look at the list, though. Let's take a look. Let's see who is where. So we got to go to all members. Oh, we did have a new member that was off screen. Let's welcome him. Uncle Joe. Welcome to the people who love Star Wars. Welcome to the people who love Star Wars. Joe Uncle, not Uncle Joe. Joe Uncle, I appreciate it. Okay, let's see. We're up to 101 subscribers. Wow. I mean, members. 101 members. So let's put that on the wheel. 101. Boom. So how this works is we spin this wheel with 101 random numbers, or 101 numbers, and it's randomized so that we spin it and then somebody gets it. So if you see your name on this list right here, this is number 101 would be Kit Fisto as he rejoined recently. But that'd be number 101. And then it goes all the way down. And actually on the second page by themselves is Cat's Paw. Okay. Cat's Paw will be number 1 all the way to 101. There. Okay. So should we spin it? It is random, yeah. Yeah, you got a 1%. 1% chance, chat. 1% chance at this awesome Death Trooper helmet. All right, let's spin it then. Let's spin it then, chat. Are we ready? Spin the wheel. Mr. Slash X, how we doing? Oh, we got a middle of the road here. 39. Okay. Let's see if the thing is going to do the stupid thing again. Is it going to scroll back up? Yeah, it is. Okay, I'm going to do this off screen because it's really annoying. So Cat's Paw is 1. Means we got to go all the way to the bottom here. Oh, I hate that it scrolls up like this. John Groom is 2. Oh my God. John Groom is 2. This is so annoying, chat. Co-reader 3. Co-reader 3. If you want to know what's going on, it just keeps jumping around. Like, look at this. I have the cursor down here, and it jumps back to the top. Like, just stay there. It's so annoying. So I'm just not going to... We'll do it. Co-reader is 3. 4, 5, 6, 7 is Fearless. 8, 9, 10 is Mr. Beckham. 10 is Mr. Beckham. Come on. Oh. 11, 12, 13. 14 is Jacob. 15, 16. 17 is Dead Mike. 18 is Agnes. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 is Ron. 24 is Darth Drafter. 25, 26, 27. 28 is James. 29 is Chris. 30, 31, 32, 33 is Lauren. 34, 35 is Amanda. 36, 37 is Lee. Come on. 38, 39 is Brent. Brent's in the chat today, isn't he? Brent, you there? Hang on. This is the top of the list, but Brent, I can guarantee you you're 39. Let me find you here. Brent, right there, 8 months, Padawan level. Congratulations, Brent. Is Brent in the chat today? Did I see him? I've seen Brent, right? Yes, he is. Brent, congratulations. You've won the Death Trooper helmet. Hit me up on Discord or on Instagram, anywhere. Hit me up anywhere, and we'll get that out to you as soon as possible. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. So yeah. Hit me up, and we'll get that out to you. Okay. Now, before we get on out of here, let's talk a little bit more Andor and Tales of the Empire, shall we? Okay. Close that down. Brent, number 39. I love it when somebody who's actually here in chat wins it, because that's so much easier. Okay. Did we get to that? We got to that. Okay, let's pull this thing out. So this was from Andor Season 2, from Episode 8. Episode 6. Episode 6. Let's talk about it. We didn't really talk about it too much, but Bix gets her revenge. Finally. She's gone through it. She's really, really gone through it over the last, 6 episodes. 8 episodes. She's been, since season 1, she's been going through it. Since Tim died, and then she becomes sort of gets tortured by the Empire, gets tortured by this guy, and then, of course, the whole thing happens in the first 3 episodes, and she kills that guy. Dr. Worst. Yeah, the Doctor the Worst. Dr. Gorst. She kills him. I mean, they blow up the entire building after torturing him, of course. So torture first, then kill. But the weird thing was, at the beginning of episode 4, Bix is so against killing anybody. Because on a mission that they went on in between episodes, Cassian kills an Imperial officer. And she's upset about that. Bix is like, I can't believe you killed that guy, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Because she's not used to killing people. But come episode 6, she tortures and kills Dr. Gorst, and she kills the Imperial guard who's standing outside too. So she is fully on board killing people bandwagon. Now, is she still taking the drugs? I don't know. But she's clearly gone from beginning of episode 4, not on board with Cassian killing anybody, to now she's killing Imperials left and right in episode 6. And deservingly so. This guy was the worst, and he got a great end by Bix getting her revenge. But the big question remains, at least with Bix moving forward, is what is her role? She's obviously going to die by the end of this season because Rogue One, Cassian doesn't have Bix. He kind of falls in love with Jyn Erso a little bit, and they die on the Scarif, on Scarif, on the beaches of Scarif. Spoiler alert! Crazy to me. But with Bix, she has to die. It's possible that she dies in this next couple episodes, but what do we think? What do we think? She might take the assassin role from Cinta. Ooh, interesting. She's taking the role of Cinta. Bix is like the Jesse Pinkman of Star Wars. She's always injured or traumatized at the end of every episode. That's actually a great way of putting it. She's the Jesse Pinkman of Star Wars. I love that. Sent you a Discord message. Okay, I'll get that. I'll get it. Yeah, hopefully end of today, if not tomorrow. Yeah. Remember when we thought that it was Siri in that scene? Oh, Cyril in that scene. Yeah, we didn't really know who was in the seat. Yeah. True. But how will she die? Does she have to die? Maybe she gets pregnant, and leaves because she doesn't want to lose the baby? But then wouldn't Cassian go with her? Like, the only reason I think that Bix has to die is because Cassian loves her so much, and in Rogue One, she's not there. You know? She's not there. I don't know, chat. Bix's death is going to be very important to Cassian's story. How she dies will be very relevant to how Cassian ends up. If it's Luthen's fault, it'll be huge. But Bix is very important moving forward because she's not in any of the trailers, at least not in any of the scenes that we haven't seen yet. So it'll be pretty interesting to see how this all plays out. Cassian does say he loses everything. Yeah, in Rogue One, he tells Jyn Erso that he's lost everything. He's already lost his mom. He's already lost his best friend. He's probably going to lose his girlfriend too. Or maybe even wife if they are indeed married, which I don't think they are, but we'll see. So he will be losing everything. I wonder if she offs herself. Oh my. I don't think so. This ending for episode 6 really felt like she's getting her own revenge and redemption arc. I don't know if she's going to keep taking the drugs or not, but we'll see. Yeah. I'm still tired from last night. It was craziness. Or yesterday, I should say. Yeah. I don't know. He lost B2 too. Well, he hasn't lost B2. B2's still alive, technically. He's just on Mina Rao. Doesn't look like we're going back to get B2, though. B2 has been completely sidelined. Yeah. Bix got her groove back. Kind of. Okay, but as I mentioned before, chat, we'll be having live streams every day until Andor Season 2, Episodes 7, 8, 9. So tomorrow, our live stream will be at about 9:45 or 10 a.m. to watch the first 2 episodes of that Fortnite event of Tales of the Underworld. I'm also going on a guest star on a channel tomorrow, so watch out for that. That'll happen tomorrow night. I'm going to watch Thunderbolts throughout the day. It's a busy day. Busy day. Saturday, we have our regularly scheduled live stream at 2 p.m. on Saturday. On Sunday, we have a live stream to do the watch party for Tales of the Underworld again. And then Monday, our regularly scheduled prediction stream for Andor Season 2 at 2 p.m. And then our watch party on Tuesday. So every single day until the next couple episodes of Andor, we will be live every day for Tales of the Underworld and for predictions and all that fun stuff. So watch out for all this craziness. Thunderbolts sucked? What? I've been hearing unbelievable things. Huh. I don't know about that. Thunderbolts sucks. I hope not. It's the third highest rated Marvel movie of all time, which is just insane. And the reviews that people are like fans are saying it's unbelievable. But I'll have to see it with my own 2 eyes. What times does Tales drop? Well, the watch party thing tomorrow is at 10 a.m. But I don't know about Sunday. I'll have to get back to you on that. It's usually 3 a.m., which sucks. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But until then, smash a freaking like on the stream if you have not already. What time did you get to sleep? Oh, you want to hear my sleep schedule yesterday? Okay. So the sixth episode breakdown, I finished at like 4:30. Actually, no. 5? When did that post? I think about it at 5. So it took me about 20 hours of work to get all those breakdown videos done. Actually, I take that back. It was less than that, but still. A long time. So I went to bed around 5. 4:45? Something like that. Around then. And I woke up at 7:50, 8. So about 3 hours of sleep. And then I went on Star Wars Jedi Podcast, where we had a blast talking about the episodes. If you have not watched that, go watch it. And then I went back to sleep probably at like 1 in the morning or something. I had work to do. So I had to make the thumbnail for this live stream and do all that stuff. So yeah, 1 a.m. And then I slept like a baby. Yeah. Too much good stuff. Literally too much good stuff. Like give me 10 more breakdowns to make. I'd do it for sure. Yeah. Okay. So if you are not yet in the Discord, go join the Discord. People who love Star Wars immediately. And if you are in the Discord, keep the conversation going. Smash a freaking like on the stream. How many likes do we have, chat? Am I going to be upset, chat? Am I going to be upset? Why can't I see the likes? Ah. What? Only 60 likes? What are we doing, chat? Come on. All right, smash a freaking like on the stream if you have not already. Put an end cap on it. Cinta, RIP. Bail Organa, it'll be interesting to see what big role he has next week. But the recast still's got to grow on me a little bit. It's growing, but it's still got a ways to go, I think. Yeah. Okay, but until then, hope you have a great rest of your evening. Smash a freaking like in the stream, and may the force be with you. Always. Oh, yeah. What a great stream. What a great show. You guys are the absolute best. I appreciate you all so much more than you will ever know. You guys are the absolute best. This was quite the stream, if I do say so myself. But we got streams every freaking day for the rest of time, it seems like. So I'll be seeing a lot of you guys. But until then, hope you have a great rest of your evening, great rest of your lives, and good night, everybody.